So Brent,
Hello.
I just got something in the mail today. A little piece of my childhood has been returned to me.
Oh, what did you get?
I found my Godzilla action figure
Oh, that thing was awesome, dude, with the red eyes.
that somehow got sold in a yard sale.
Ouch. I can't believe such an important piece of your childhood just got whisked away for $2.
But now he's back. He has been returned.
That's good. That thing really defined you. I mean, we were really defined by a pretty specific set of toys.
Oh, yeah. There were really a small number of toys that kind of made a lasting impact on our core memories.
It's because we weren't allowed to have video games, so we had to like create our own entertainment out of like.
We're very analog kids.
I know. Even though every other kid had a Nintendo, we were not allowed.
Drew Hickok was playing Pokemon, and I was so confused because his character was a little boy, and I was like, "Aren't you supposed to be a Pokemon?"
Yeah,
He's like, "No, you."
I thought you played as Pikachu.
That's what they all are about.
Why would you be a human in this game? There's no humans in Pokemon. It's about the monsters.
I mean, what do you remember being like your first sort of major toy?
I remember Little Tyke's plastic yellow car that I could drive around in the backyard.
The pedal car.
Yeah, the pedal car, dude. Oh, dude, I could rip donuts in that thing because it had it was kind of like a forklift. It had rear wheel steering, which also made it like super unstable. You could just flip yourself in it.
Yeah, it was like a little convertible coupe. With handles on the left and right.
Yeah, because it had tank controls.
I don't know what you did, but you got me really angry one time, and I ended up taking a hatchet to it.
You're violent. Well, it's because you didn't have one. You were jealous.
I didn't have a pedal car.
A tank pedal car.
Yeah. I remember you actually did have another tank.
Yeah, dude. Okay, this one goes hard. I had the Micro Machines battle tank.
This is the Micro Machines battle
I
tank.
swear to God, is an actual M1 Abrams that unfolds into a Desert Storm military base.
Secret military base.
This is peak 90s.
There's an ICBM launcher that could actually launch little spring-loaded missiles. There's like a little oil refinery with like a big like smokestack. There's a guard tower you can knock over. There's a bridge you can blow up, dude. There's a command center. Are like kids allowed to have stuff this cool anymore? Like,
could you imagine like an Afghan toy? Like,
yeah, is there the Global War on Terror version of this tank, or did we peak at?
I think Desert Warfare got a little less popular.
I think
did some things that were contrary to our values.
After 20 years of a quagmire.
Yeah,
but in the 90s, it was really cool.
Well, yeah, because we won that war.
Hell yeah.
The war is over.
God. Now the best part here was the spring-loaded missiles. That was peak toy stuff. I feel like you had some missile-themed toys as well.
Yeah, we had a lot of toys with projectiles. I had particularly a lot of Transformers that shot missiles. I had a jet that would drop bombs.
Hell yeah.
A lot of Beast Wars Transformers. I had the two Beast Wars Megatrons. I had the purple dinosaur, the T-Rex, and then I had the red dragon Megatron. But they all shot missiles.
I'm salivating. Megatron makes me love Raytheon. Do toys go this hard anymore? Are there just like missiles in every single thing? Or is this like this of the decade?
It's just all Fortnite.
It's just all Fortnite. I'm just glad that kids can still experiment with modern warfare.
Although I did have some toys that had nothing to do with missiles. A huge chunk of my toys were collecting.
Yeah?
I collected horses.
Oh, you're like a horse boy.
I was a horse.
Not a cowboy, a horse boy, because a cowboy collects cows.
I don't know how it started, but I had like a little tiny horse. It was one of my first memories. And then I just kept wanting more. And then they got fancy. They'd have like real hair that you could brush that was like really soft, and they'd be felt.
Oh, you're a little horse caregiver.
And then I remember seeing a commercial for like a Barbie horse that was, it could walk. You push a button and it would walk. I was like, oh my God, this is so cool.
It's an automaton.
And I asked Mom, hey, I want the walking horse, but can you get the boy version?
Yeah, that's definitely something that exists. Yeah, if they have a Barbie version, there's a boy version, right?
Yeah, because all of my like hyper realistic horses were, pretty androgynous, but the Barbie horses were not. They did not.
They're very pink.
They were very pink.
Yeah, they have like really long eyelashes on everything.
Yeah. Mascara.
Why do the horses have to have mascara?
Seductive horses.
Yeah, I saw Spirit, dude. It's weird.
And so for my birthday, I got like this random cardboard box. And I opened it up, and it was like the unpackaged Barbie horse by itself.
She took the accessories away?
I was like, wait a minute, hold on. This thing has like combs and bows and like a pink saddle. Like where's that shit?
You saw the commercial. You knew the accessories.
I knew what it came with. And she was like, I didn't know if you actually really wanted that. And so she had like a Ziploc bag that she had like
she hid it away. Yeah. You can't have a horse without bows. That's like a tank without missiles.
We would play pretend with them, and she did it once, and she was, doing really good. And then every time afterwards, I feel like she was just over it.
She was phoning in the horse improv.
Like, no, you really need to put in some effort, Mom. Like I want some storytelling with these horses.
So you offset the creative labor onto Mom for your toys?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was not very good at my own personal improv.
Okay. You hadn't gone to UCB yet.
No, I
you didn't know how to yes and.
I was 7.
She was asking for a location, and you were like, a stable.
So what toys did you have, Brent?
Well, I was really into like building stuff, I had Legos for a bit, but then I got into Connects, which were wild. The Connects are like scaffolding and stuff. They got all these little gears and things like that. It's like,
yeah, I know. I remember those.
I was making like rockets and cranes and bridges and little rubber band powered cars. Like this stuff really started to define.
Yeah, I remember you used to build like forts.
I want to build my own little army fort and live it.
Yeah, you built one that was really sturdy and put a blanket over it, and you're like, it has a door, it has a window.
It's my clubhouse.
And then I was like, well, can I come inside? And he was like, no, it's too small. It's just for me.
Zone. No little brothers allowed.
no little brothers. And I got so upset that Mom ended up forcing you to build one for me. But you had used up all of your like sturdy connectors. So you used just like really loose scaffolding. This thing is going to collapse. This is an OSHA nightmare.
Yeah, it's probably also because I put a bunch of stuffed animals on the roof to like force like a cave in.
To make it look like an accident.
Mm-hmm. Well, Brian, did you actually go and research all the different Connects contractors before you commissioned like a structure? Like I'm not certified in Connects construction. Like you could have got somebody.
No, we did not contact the state to see what code required for these.
You got an unlicensed Connects constructor to build your lean-to. Like I'm not surprised the roof caved in.
This is what I get for sidestepping, government regulations.
You trusted your own brother to do the construction? Come on, you got to be smarter than this. Now, one year we got Crossfire for Christmas.
Yeah.
And at the time, Crossfire just seemed like mind-meltingly amazing. Like that commercial.
Crossfire.
I know. They're playing like Toccata and Fugue. There's like kids like floating on polygons, like shooting at each other.
It's like a post-apocalyptic Mad Max Thunderdome. There's lightning and explosions.
I really only considered that my life was in 2 phases at this point. There's going to be the before Crossfire life and the after Crossfire life, and where we just only played Crossfire 18 hours a day.
Did you know that this was like the second time that they tried to launch Crossfire?
Wait, there was a pre-Crossfire?
There was a 1970s Crossfire game that was never successful.
How did it work? Tell me.
It's the exact same game.
Wow.
But the success was the commercial. Oh. They relaunched it with a new commercial in the 90s. And that commercial, Crossfire, you genuinely thought like when you won, like the other kid would get like...
I thought you were just going to spin around and disappear into space.
Yeah. No, that's not what happened.
No, what happened was it just hurt my hand to be squeezing the trigger like nonstop.
Well, you know what toys were sturdier back in the day?
Oh, what's that?
Hot Wheels.
Oh, dude. So I had the figure 8 starter set, and I feel like the whole point of Hot Wheels, what they would advertise in the commercial is like, watch the cars go through the intersection. Are they going to crash? We don't know. Which car will be the winner? And I'm just like, dude, this is just how intersections are in real life. This is awesome.
Where's the pedestrian infrastructure?
Don't need it. You don't need it. I feel like they should make intersections more like this. Like we're just, if we could just get rid of the traffic lights and get like a spinning barrel in there to make your car go faster, I just feel like we could solve a lot of problems.
I do remember you had some old Hot Wheels that you didn't want anymore. I think one of them was probably like Gravedigger or something. And you were like, hey, Brian, do you want this? And I was like, I honestly, I do not want this. And you know what you did?
What did I do?
You wrapped them up in notebook paper and gave them to me for Christmas.
You're going to enjoy this, Brian. You're going to whip the cars around the curves and watch them smash.
You know what makes a car better at grabbing the corners? If it's attached to a track.
You're talking about the roller coaster. I had the Connects roller coaster. Well, it took a while to get it. I like fantasized and salivated over this for like a couple of years. I started to get to the point where I was like calculating how many hours of working at McDonald's for minimum wage to pay for it. And I was like, okay, here is me as a 9-year-old. I'm just going to walk into McDonald's and be like, I will work here for a week, sir. And then one Christmas, I saw a big box under the tree and it was the Connects roller coaster. Yeah, I think I just went turbo mode and assembled it all in one day. Now, the roller coaster was incredible. It had an actual working chain lift the car would catch on. It would go all the way up, and then it would let go, and it would go through a loop, which was crazy, and then it would kind of go around in a figure 8, and then sit back of the chain and like rest against the chain for a bit before being caught up.
The only problem is the car always got stuck before it made it back to the chain.
I know. It was devastating to me. I thought physics was just going to take care of this.
It always works in the commercial.
Yeah, that little car got stuck all the time. I tried to rebuild portions of it. I tried to optimize it. I tried to put little lifters everywhere to try to figure it out. I could never make it work properly. I even wrote a letter to Connects, like handwritten, like little kid writing with like the backwards R's, like help me please. And like 6 weeks later I did get a response and they were like, we're so sorry. And then they just sent me like the instructions for like those particular areas with no changes.
Which is like the polite way of saying get good.
But it turned out there was an alternate version of the coaster, one that did not have a loop. It just had a spiral. And that one actually worked perfectly, but it just didn't have a loop.
I know. The loop is OP.
Roller coasters need a loop, Brian. Spirals are not going to cut it. Now tell us about our room.
Yeah, all these toys, they definitely wreak havoc on our room. I had the left half with my dresser drawers, and you had the right half that also had our two.
We had like the line of tape going down the center. It was like the sitcom, like, don't come over to my side of the room. You stay on your side and I'll stay on my side.
Unfortunately, like both the closets were on your side of the room. So I'd have to traipse through your territory in order to get to my closet.
You violated my airspace. Oh, I have missiles over here, Brian. I will use them.
We all have missiles. This is a Mexican standoff.
It's a missile standoff.
Vast military arsenal.
But you know what? We did share a common enemy, though.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Mom, whenever she asked us to clean our room.
It was constantly dirty.
We just had so many small things. It was like the Zerg creep. Like it would just form within minutes of a clean room, like the toys spreading out.
Yeah, I had a particular method whenever Mom would come to us, like, you have to clean your room. You can't watch TV until your room is clean. So what I would do is I'd take like a cardboard tube and just bulldoze the entire carpet, get under the bed, everything into one spot, the giant pile of toys, and then put them where they needed to be.
Piles make sense to me. That's why I put my clothes in a pile, dude, you know? Why would I fold my clothes when I could just put them in a pile? Piles are efficient.
But this actually worked out in quite my favor one day, because I had pushed the pile to the other side of the bunk beds.
Oh.
And so 10 minutes later, when Mom opened the door, she couldn't
see. You LOS'd Mom. It was the toys were out of line of sight.
I know.
You defeated her NPC AI.
And so I got to go downstairs and watch TV.
Oh, you little shit. I had to stay in there and clean up all the fucking toys.
As the door was closing behind me, I could just see you fuming.
Oh my God. Yeah, I think I just had an aneurysm as an 8-year-old right there. Now, to be fair, a lot of the mess was mine because it was like all the Connects pieces. But you collected things too. What did you collect?
I liked pewter dragons.
That's right. Yeah, little fantasy Lord of the Rings kind of stuff.
Pewter is like a silvery looking metal. It's soft and you can mold it really well. And every time we went to the mall, to a store or something, I just had like this spider sense for pewter dragons, and
Dude,
I would find them.
You have a divining rod for metals.
I know.
You're like a dwarf, dude. It's like your racial ability.
Yeah, because like every Christmas, everybody will like, well, Brian, what do you want? It's like, I want a pewter dragon. And they're like, well, there's no pewter dragon store.
It's next to the place where they sell the ninja swords.
And I was like, you just gotta keep your eyes peeled. Like, I can find them just fine. And what they really should have just done is like have me in their mind constantly as they're roaming the world.
You need to be thinking about Brian 24 hours a day.
You need to be thinking about me all the time. And then when you stumble across a pewter dragon, you buy it. And I don't care what month it is.
Just save
You
it.
can hold on to it as long as I get it for Christmas.
Those are the rules to be Brian's uncle. But are pewter dragons like a toy? Like, what can you do with them?
You can look at them.
Wow, I'm on the edge of my seat. Wow. All right, you can't build a crane. Like, they don't breathe fire. What's going on here? Missiles?
They have no missiles. They have no flames. They
Bullets?
can't transform.
They can't transform?
Nothing.
Oh my God.
No. Some of them have jewels.
Okay, that's cool. They sparkle a little bit, maybe.
I mean, if you hold them in the light.
What's going, like, when I look back, I'm remembering a lot of my toys. Like, where are your toys? Like, what did you have besides horses and dragons? Like, what's going on here?
Brent, I liked to collect things.
I don't know. You can't play with that. Like, what's going on?
I was the younger brother. My play was watching you play. Even if I had like the Connects, like I wouldn't even know what to do with them. I just like, you know what?
You construct, you make machine, Do you not yearn for machine thing?
Really, what I just like to do is just kind of collect all the little, green pieces of the Connects and just like run my hand through them like little pill bottles and things.
I like the feel. Okay, allow me to pontificate here on the toy situation. You're basing your personality like a little bit too much around, vibes and like just being around for fun. In order to get toys, Brian, you got to have an object-based personality. You got to have like a thing that defines you. Like, I like train, therefore I get train for Christmas.
Yeah, you had
just build yourself a personality based on an object. Like,
well, Brent, that's because you're autistic.
What?
You're autistic, Brent.
No, I think you mean artistic with an R. I draw plane and crane and stuff now. It's a slight spelling change.
You don't have to be ashamed. I mean, it's hereditary. One of our parents is probably a little on the spectrum.
Is it the voice actor or?
It's probably the one who's got textbooks of numbers on how much grain and feet per second and, you know, what the bullet weight and trajectory and wind speed. And
Dad is an artist too. He's just painting with bullet spreads. He's got a bullet-based personality. That's why he has so many bullets.
well, it's all for naught because eventually we did get our own gaming consoles and computers. So these analog toys kind of went away.
That really solved a lot of like the mess issues since there were no more little pieces to clean up. We could just spend all our time playing with electronics.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to pick up 2 controllers than it is to pick up
Thousands of green pieces of
thousands of-
connects. I think that Mom still walks around the house and like stubs her toe on a little yellow connector every once in a while.
well, she still has all of your toys.
Yeah, that's why we're gonna build the roller coaster this Christmas, dude.
I'll try not to be hungover this time.
No, you want to be a little bit hungover. Makes it fun.